Our preschooler child randomly spit out, "When does mommy's friend come over again at dinner?" Hey Reddit, I'm still processing what went down, and I honestly don't know what to do. I never thought I'd find myself in a situation like this, but here we are. I'm not exactly a frequent poster, but I need to get this out. Maybe someone out there has been through something similar and can offer some advice. Or maybe I just need a place to vent and be told that I'm not going crazy. My wife, Hannah, and I have been married for 6 years. We met in college and things used to honestly be amazing. I consider her my soulmate, and until now, I used to think we'd spend the rest of our life together. I'm 29 and Hannah is 30. We've got a 5-year-old son, Tyler, who is the absolute light of our lives. He's a talkative, curious little guy who picks up on everything, and I mean everything. You know how kids just soak up the world around them like sponges? Yeah, Tyler is no exception. We've always tried to have dinner together as a family. No screens, just us, and whatever interesting thing Tyler wants to talk about that day. I figured it was a good way to keep us all connected, especially with how busy and distant things have gotten lately. Hannah and I both work full-time, so these moments really feel important. Anyway, it was just a regular Wednesday evening. I'd gotten home a little late, but nothing unusual. We were sitting at the table, and Tyler was just going on and on about his day at preschool. Then all of a sudden, he looked up from his plate and asked his mom when her friend was coming over again. I was surprised, and there was a pause, a long, heavy pause. Initially, I just assumed that it was probably a female friend of Hannah's or something, someone who had come over when I wasn't around. But the way Hannah froze made me immediately start to suspect something else. I decided to ask Tyler to know more, so I asked him, "What friend?" Because Hannah wasn't saying anything and just kept her eyes on Tyler. Tyler, who was completely oblivious to all the tension in the room, bless his heart, then told me that it was a friend who was around whenever I wasn't, and that they would play games together. Then he said something that shocked me even more. Hannah had told him not to tell me. I felt like the ground had just been pulled out from under me. Hannah still wouldn't say anything. She kept on staring like she had just seen a ghost. Her face had even gone pale. Then she started asking Tyler what he was talking about. At this point, even Tyler was confused and kept on trying to remind her. He started saying, "You know, Mommy, your friend that came over. We played hide and seek, and he even brought me a toy car." I was numb. I knew something was clearly off. My mind was racing, and I couldn't seem to grasp a single coherent thought. I just wanted Hannah to say something, anything, but she was silent. Then, her face started going redder and redder by the second. I could literally see the panic in her eyes, which only heightened my suspicion. I asked her who the friend was, and that was when she finally looked at me. I could see that she was trying to think of something to say, but nothing was coming. The silence was so loud that even Tyler started sensing that something was wrong. I asked who the friend was again, and that was when she told me that it was just a friend from work, Ethan. I was surprised, to say the least. If it was just a friend from work, why would he be here when I wasn't? And why would she tell Tyler not to tell me? I asked her that, and she started stammering, trying to explain, but it was clear that she didn't really have a good answer. She just kept repeating that he was just a friend, and that it wasn't what I thought. But the more she talked, the less I believed her. I didn't say much for the rest of the dinner. I just couldn't. My mind was spinning, trying to make sense of everything. Tyler, of course, had no idea what was going on, and I really didn't want to upset him, so I kept things as calm as I could until he went to bed. Later that night, after Tyler was asleep, I confronted Hannah again because I needed to know the truth. She was still sticking to her story about Ethan being just a friend, but I could see the guilt all over her face. Every time she tried to explain, it just felt like she was digging herself deeper. Then she started lashing out, I guess as a defense mechanism, saying I was crazy and that I overthink too much. She said the reason why she didn't tell me was because she didn't think it was a big deal. They were just friends, and she knew I would overthink and get the wrong idea, so that was why she didn't tell me. After that, she apologized, said she was sorry if it seemed suspicious, but I was making a big deal out of nothing. It's been a few days since this all went down, and I'm still not sure what to believe. On one hand, I want to trust Hannah. We've been through so much together, and I don't want to throw it all away over a misunderstanding, but on the other hand, something about this just doesn't sit right with me. Why would she hide this from me if it was really nothing? And why would Tyler say she told him not to tell me? I haven't confronted her again since that night. I've been trying to keep things normal for Tyler's sake, but it's eating me up inside. I can't stop thinking about it, replaying that dinner over and over in my head. I've started noticing little things too. Hannah being more secretive with her phone, going out without really explaining where she's going, turning off her location, that sort of thing. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I can't shake the feeling that there's something more going on. I'm not really sure what to do from here. Do I keep pressing until I get the truth? Or do I try to let this go and move on? I don't want to lose her, but I also don't want to be a fool who ignores the signs. If you've got any advice, I'm all ears. I just don't know what to do anymore. Update. Hey Reddit, wow, just wow. I honestly can't believe the response to my original post. I posted it because I was confused, feeling a little lost, and maybe just needing to get everything off my chest. I never thought it would gain this much traction. I figured a few people might respond, maybe give me some advice or share their own stories, but the sheer volume of comments and DMs has been overwhelming, in the best possible way. You guys have been incredible with your advice, support, and even the humor that I desperately needed during this time. So, I guess I'm here with a bit of an update, though honestly, not much has changed. I'm still processing everything, and to be truthful, I'm still as confused and numb as I was when I first posted. Hannah is trying to act like everything is normal, and I can't figure out if that's a good thing, or if it just makes everything feel even more surreal. But before I get into all of that, I wanted to answer some of the questions that kept coming up in the comments and DMs. I don't have a big update, so I hope this will suffice for now. First of all, a lot of you asked if I made sure to check up on Tyler after everything went down. The answer is yes, absolutely. The day after that dinner, I made sure to come home early. I got out of work as soon as I could and went straight to pick Tyler up from preschool. We spent the afternoon together, just the two of us. I took him to his favorite place, McDonald's, of course, LOL. We had a great time eating, talking about his day, and just hanging out. But then, out of the blue, Tyler asked if he'd done something wrong by talking at dinner the night before. He asked if Mommy was angry with him. That question hit me like a ton of bricks. I reassured him right away, told him that he did absolutely nothing wrong, and that Mommy wasn't angry at all. I also told him that if Mommy ever talked to him about anything that made him feel unsure or worried, he should come straight to me. That seemed to put his little mind at ease. Afterward, we went out for ice cream because, honestly, he's an amazing kid and deserved a treat after everything. Now, to address something else that came up a lot in the comments, am I paranoid? Look, I wouldn't call myself a paranoid person. Sure, I overthink things sometimes, but who doesn't? But I'm not the kind of guy who needs to know where his wife is 24/7 or who she's with. I've always trusted Hannah, and I believed she trusted me too. So when she said she knew I'd overreact, it really threw me off. That's just not me. 9 times out of 10, I'm the calm one in our relationship. Another thing that a lot of you picked up on, and I appreciate the attention to detail, was what I said in my original post about things being distant between Hannah and me for a while. Yes, things have been distant, but I always chalked it up to our busy lives. We both work full-time, and Hannah started a new job about 3 months ago. Around the same time, I got a big promotion at work, a promotion I'd been aiming for a long time. With more responsibilities came more hours, and with more hours came less time for us. For the past couple of months, we haven't been intimate. Every time I suggest a date night or a weekend getaway, it's a no. Even something as simple as watching a movie together after Tyler is asleep has become a big deal. She's always tired, always busy, always has something else on her mind. I was hurt, but I just kept thinking it was work stress, adjusting to new responsibilities, stuff like that. But now I can't stop thinking about what Tyler said and how she reacted. It's eating me up inside, and I feel like I'm going crazy. Part of me still hopes this is all a misunderstanding, that I'm overthinking it, but the doubts just keep piling up. And honestly, I don't know what to do. I don't want to believe she's cheating because I love my wife, but at the same time, I can't just ignore everything that's happened. I know some of you might be wondering if I'm worried about Hannah finding this post. The truth is, not really. She's not big on social media. The only thing she really uses is WhatsApp, so I think I'm in the clear on that front. That's all I've got for now, Reddit. I wish I had more to update you on, but I'm still trying to figure out my next move. If anyone has any more advice or just wants to share their own experiences, I'm all ears. Thanks again for all the support. It's helped more than you know. Update. Hey Reddit, it's me again. Hi, it's been a while since my last update. About 2 weeks, I think. Sorry for the radio silence, but I didn't want to come back here until I had something worth sharing. I didn't want to keep posting without a real update, so I just stayed quiet and kept trying to figure things out. First off, I want to say thank you again for all the advice you guys have given me, both in my last post and the one before that. You all suggested some pretty intense stuff, like searching her phone, linking her WhatsApp to mine, installing cameras, even following her. I get it. You were all just trying to help. And some of those ideas really got me thinking, but I wasn't ready to jump on the bandwagon of spying on my wife. It just felt like crossing a line, you know? But after a lot of back and forth in my own head, I decided that maybe searching her phone wouldn't be the worst idea. It felt wrong, like I was invading her privacy, and honestly, I wrestled with that feeling for days. I kept telling myself that we've always trusted each other, that we've always had access to each other's phones. That's what made this whole situation even crazier. I trusted her so much, or rather I trust her so much, and I believed she trusted me too. With that kind of trust, you'd think there wouldn't be any reason to suspect anything, right? Well, eventually I caved. I waited until one night after she'd fallen asleep, and I went through her phone. I don't know what I was expecting to find, but what I saw was nothing, and I mean that in the most suspicious way possible. There were gaps in her conversations with Ethan, her co-worker, that just didn't make sense. It was so obvious that she'd been deleting messages. I mean, I could see the normal day-to-day stuff, the kind of chats you'd expect between friends, but there were these gaps, parts of the conversation that just didn't add up. No! It was clear that she was trying to cover her tracks without making it too obvious. She couldn't delete all their chats because that would be suspicious, right? If they were just friends, they'd naturally have a history of conversation, so she left the innocent parts and got rid of anything incriminating. I guess she was hoping that if I ever checked her phone, I'd see those normal messages and not think twice about it. But seeing those gaps, those missing pieces, just confirmed that something wasn't right. And now I'm at a dead end. I haven't confronted her about it, and I don't think I will, at least not yet. How do I even bring that up without it blowing up in my face? The fact that I waited until she was asleep to go through her phone already puts me in a bad spot. If I confront her, she could easily turn it around on me, accuse me of invading her privacy, and she wouldn't be wrong. So yeah, I'm stuck. I'm also not going to link her WhatsApp to mine. That feels like an even bigger violation. I don't want to be that guy, you know? The guy who starts snooping and spying. But at the same time, I don't know what else to do. I've even thought about going to her workplace and asking her coworkers if they've noticed anything. But then I wonder, what if they haven't seen anything because she and Ethan are being super careful at work? Or worse, what if they're all in on it and helping her cover it up? It feels like my mind is running a million different scenarios, and none of them have a clear answer. So I'm sorry if this isn't the update you were hoping for, but it's where I'm at. I'm still just as confused as ever, still overthinking every little thing, and still trying to figure out what my next move should be, if I even make one. I don't know if I'm overreacting or if my gut is telling me something I need to listen to, but that's all I've got for now. Thanks for sticking with me through this mess. I wish I had more to share, but for now, this is it. If anyone has any other advice or thoughts, I'm all ears. I just want to get to the bottom of this without losing my sanity in the process. Update. Hey Reddit, just a quick mini update here. So I finally did it. I got cameras. I know it's been a couple of weeks since my last post, and I'm sorry for going dark on you guys. Honestly, after hitting that dead end with her phone, I was kind of at a loss. I didn't know what to do anymore, and the whole situation just started weighing on me. I guess I hit a point where I stopped trying because I felt stuck. But as you can imagine, that nagging feeling didn't go away. It just kept eating away at me until I couldn't take it anymore. So yeah, I caved. I went ahead and bought some cameras without telling her. I know it sounds extreme, and I still feel conflicted about it, but I just needed some clarity, you know? I needed to know what was really going on. So, on my lunch break, I rushed home, made sure I was alone, and set them up. I placed them strategically around the house, in the spots where I thought they'd catch anything if there's anything to catch. I feel kind of sick to my stomach about it, but I just didn't see any other way to get answers. I'm not proud of it, but I felt like it was the only option left. And yeah, I know that I should have maybe confronted her directly, but every time I try to think about how that conversation would go, it just spirals into a nightmare scenario where she flips it around on me, and I'm the bad guy for not trusting her. I guess in a way, the cameras are a way to protect myself too, so I know for sure before doing anything drastic. Anyway, the cameras are set up, and I just wanted to let you guys know. That's why I'm calling this a mini update, because there's not much else to report yet. It's Friday, and Tyler and I are about to head out for a weekend getaway. He's been looking forward to it all week, and honestly, so have I. It'll be good to spend some quality time with him, just the two of us. But I also can't shake this feeling of nervousness that's sitting in my gut, twisting me up inside. What if she does bring him over while we're gone? What if everything I've been dreading actually happens? Part of me wants to just forget about the cameras and enjoy the weekend with Tyler, but another part of me is terrified of what I might find when I get back. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Cameras are in place, and Tyler and I are about to head out for what should be a fun weekend. I'll keep you all posted if anything comes up, but for now, I'm just trying to focus on my son and make some good memories with him. Thanks for all the support and advice, as always. It really does help to know you guys are out there, offering your thoughts and perspectives. I'll update you again soon, probably after the weekend, hopefully with something more concrete. Until then, wish me luck. Update. Hey Reddit, it's me again. I promised I'd update you after the weekend, and here I am. Honestly, this is going to be a pretty short update because, well, there's really nothing to report. Tyler and I had an amazing time on our weekend getaway. We went to this little cabin in the woods, did some hiking, roasted marshmallows, and just enjoyed the outdoors. It was a great chance to bond, and for a little while, I was able to push all of my worries to the back of my mind and just focus on making memories with my son. It was exactly what I needed, and I think Tyler really enjoyed it too. But as for the cameras, there was nothing. Absolutely nothing. I checked the footage when we got back, and it was just her. She was home all weekend, didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything suspicious at all. On Saturday, she didn't go to work and spent most of the day at home just hanging out. And on Sunday, she literally had a movie marathon, watched a ton of movies, and just relaxed. It feels so weird typing this out, like I'm some kind of creepy stalker. It felt even weirder watching the footage because I'm sitting there, expecting something incriminating, and instead, I'm just watching my wife go about her day. Now I feel awful. If she was really cheating, wouldn't the weekend have been the perfect time to bring him over? She knew Tyler and I were gone. The house was empty. It would have been the easiest opportunity if she were up to something. But there was nothing. Just her, home alone, doing nothing out of the ordinary. I'm starting to wonder if I've made a huge mistake. Have I been overthinking this the whole time? Maybe I let my fears and suspicions get the better of me, and now I've invaded her privacy for nothing. I feel guilty, like I've crossed a line that shouldn't have been crossed. The trust between us has been strained, and I'm the one who did it, without even talking to her first, without giving her the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what to think anymore. I still feel like something has been off between us, but now I'm second-guessing everything. Maybe it was just work stress, or maybe she's been distant for reasons that have nothing to do with another person, and here I am, jumping to the worst possible conclusions, putting up cameras like some kind of paranoid maniac. I will probably take down the camera soon. I don't want to live like this, constantly watching her every move, waiting for her to slip up. That's no way to live, and it's definitely no way to have a marriage. I need to figure out how to make things right between us, how to rebuild the trust that I've damaged. I'm sorry this update isn't more dramatic or conclusive. I guess I was expecting some kind of big revelation, but all I'm left with is this hollow feeling of having betrayed the woman I love. I really don't know where to go from here. Thanks for sticking with me through this. It means a lot. Update. Hey Reddit, she was cheating. I know that's an absolute bombshell to start this update with, but there's really no other way to put it. For hours, I didn't even know what to write. I kept typing and deleting this update over and over, and at one point, I think I even cried. It's been a long while since I last updated, and honestly, I didn't think I ever would. I actually kind of logged out of Reddit for a bit, just to clear my head, and I only logged back in a day ago. A lot of you in my last post told me not to beat myself up so much about the cameras, that anyone would be paranoid in a situation like that. Many of you also said to leave the cameras up for a few more weeks before taking them down. Good thing I took that advice, because, well, she was cheating. I left the cameras up for about 4 weeks, and I kind of just forgot about them. I didn't check the footage, didn't do anything, just let it be. I think I was trying to convince myself that everything was okay, that I was just overreacting. But then, on a random Wednesday at work, it hit me. I hadn't checked the footage in weeks. So I decided I would when I got home, just to put my mind at ease. She was cheating. She brought him right into our bed, our matrimonial bed, the place where we shared our most intimate moments. And that wasn't even the worst of it. She talked about me with him, shared all my secrets, all the things I had told her in confidence and trust. It's been about a week since I found out, and honestly, I'm still processing it. I've been kind of numb, distant. I'm sure she's noticed. I'm not acting like I usually do. But how could I? I feel like the ground has been ripped out from under me and I'm just falling, with nothing to hold on to. I really don't know what to do. How do I even confront her? How do I look her in the eyes and tell her that I know everything, that I saw everything? A lot of you had advised me in my last post to lawyer up, and now I regret not doing that sooner. I will absolutely be doing that now, and I want her out of the house. It's a premarital asset, it belongs to me, and I want her gone. There's no moving on from this. There's no fixing what's been broken. Here I was, thinking I was wrong for being suspicious, for invading her privacy, for betraying her trust by putting up cameras without telling her. And all this time, she had been the one betraying me? Great. Just fucking great. I'm not sure where to go from here. Part of me just wants to pack up and leave, start fresh somewhere else, but I know it's not that simple. There's so much to untangle, so much to sort through, and Tyler doesn't deserve that, and I couldn't live with myself if I abandoned him. But one thing's for sure, I'm done with her. I can't stay with someone who could do this to me, who could bring another man into our home, into our bed, and then talk about me like I'm nothing. I guess that's it for now. I'll be talking to a lawyer soon. Update. Hey Reddit, it's me again. My son and updating here have been the two things keeping me grounded, honestly. Posting updates has been so therapeutic, and I really, really appreciate the comments and the DMs checking up on me. I appreciate them more than you know, so I finally kicked her out. I said I would update when there was something to share, and well, there's definitely some stuff to share. I finally confronted her. Of course, I made sure Tyler wasn't around for it. I sent him to my mom's for the weekend, and she was all too glad to have him. That's when I decided to confront her. It was a Sunday, and we were both home. There was this awkward tension in the air. Usually, I'd be the one suggesting something for us to do, maybe plan a date or at least try to break the monotony, but not this time. I was distant, cold even. I guess she was expecting me to suggest something, and when I didn't, it must have thrown her off. That's when I decided to confront her. It was chaos. Absolute chaos. She was shocked, to say the least. When I showed her the footage, the look on her face was pure disbelief, followed quickly by panic. Then the tears came. A lot of tears, actually. She kept telling me it was a mistake. A mistake? Sure, because a mistake happens once, maybe twice. But this? She had been sleeping with that guy for months. That's not a mistake, that's a choice. A choice she made over and over again. She cried a ton, begged me to forgive her, saying we could fix things, that she was sorry. But how do you fix something that's been shattered into a million pieces? How do you forgive someone who betrayed you so completely? I couldn't. I wouldn't. And I told her as much. And that's when I told her she needed to leave. That's when everything changed. She flipped. I mean, really flipped. She told me I couldn't kick her out, that it was her home too. But it's my house, my premarital asset, and I absolutely could kick her out. I told her if she didn't leave, I'd call the police. That was a bluff, honestly, but I was ready to do whatever it took to get her out of there. I gave her time to pack up her things, but instead of doing that, she got even angrier. She started screaming at me, completely lost it. She tried to smash my phone, a total what the hell moment for me, and when she couldn't, she turned on the house. She smashed a ton of stuff, anything she could get her hands on. It was like watching a storm tear through everything we'd built together. And then, without packing any of her stuff, she just grabbed her phone and wallet and left. I had to take the next few days off work to change the locks and clean up the mess she left behind. I rearranged the house, replaced the things she destroyed, but it still didn't feel right. Tyler had to go to preschool from my mom's, which was a bit of a distance, but thankfully my mom, bless her heart, was absolutely fine with it. I don't know what I'd do without her. So that's it. I don't know where my wife is. I'll probably be contacting her family soon. And I should have done that earlier, but I've been so busy with the house and just trying to keep it together. Honestly, I'm exhausted. Her family can be a handful, so I've been kind of avoiding it. But I know I can't keep putting it off. I don't know where she is. I don't know where she went. Maybe she's with her affair partner, or maybe she's just trying to figure things out. I don't even know if she's showing up for work. I really don't know anything right now. I'm just tired. Update. Hey Reddit, it's me again. Hi. Here with a kind of mini update, I guess. First off, thank you guys so much for the well wishes, and to those of you who've been checking up on me constantly. It means so much to me. So much. It's been really tough, but knowing that there are people out there who care, even if they're strangers on the internet, has been comforting in ways I didn't expect. So, as for the update, I don't have much, like I said. It's a mini update, but it's something. I finally called her family. Yeah, I finally did it. I reached out to a couple of them at least, her siblings and her parents. I told them what had gone down. I told them I didn't know where she was, that she had left in anger, and that I hadn't heard from her since. After the call ended, I sent them all the footage. I know it was harsh, cruel even, but she deserved it. After everything she's done, she deserves to face the consequences. I wanted them to see the truth, to understand why things had come to this point. Maybe it was petty, but at that moment, I didn't care. A few days later, she finally called me. She was screaming, absolutely furious, saying I had no right to tell her family or to share the footage with them. She was livid. I tried to keep calm, but it was hard. I've been trying to reach her for days, calling, messaging, anything, and she wouldn't respond. But now, because I told her family, she finally decides to pick up the phone. It's almost laughable, really. I told her she had a week to come get her stuff, or I'd throw it all out. She didn't take that well, as you can imagine. But at this point, I'm done playing nice. I'm done worrying about her feelings when she clearly didn't give a damn about mine. Tyler is confused. He doesn't understand why his mom hasn't been home, why things are different. I told him she was on a trip. I know it's wrong, but I just don't know what else to tell him. He's too young to understand the truth, and I don't want to burden him with all of this. But I also know I can't keep lying to him forever. I'd honestly appreciate any advice on how to handle that, because I'm just at a loss. So that's that. Not much of an update, I know, but it's something. I'm honestly just trying to live one day at a time. Some days are better than others. Some days it feels like I'm barely holding it together. But I'm trying, I'm really trying. Update. Hey Reddit, it's me again. So, not much of an update, just here to vent, I guess. I'm honestly all over the place right now, and I don't really know how to feel. On one hand, I keep telling myself that I'm done with her because she cheated. She broke our vows, our trust, everything. But on the other hand, I still love her. And that's the part that really messes me up. She was still my wife, you know? We shared 6 years together. 6 years of memories, of plans, of building a life together. It's not something you can just erase or pretend never existed, no matter how much you want to. Today was rough. She came to pack up her stuff, and to make it even worse, she brought her affair partner with her. Can you believe that? I get it. Maybe she needed the emotional support, or maybe she thought I'd go crazy or something, but seeing him there, standing outside my home, was like a punch to the gut. I refused to let him in the house. I know it's petty, but I couldn't help it. This was my home, our home, and there was no way I was going to let him cross that threshold. So he had to wait at the door while she packed her stuff. And honestly, I'm glad she didn't have a lot. Most of the things in the house are mine anyway, so it didn't take her long to clear out her things. But now I'm here, alone in this house, and it feels emptier than ever. Tyler isn't home right now. He's at my mom's again. I've been sending him there a lot lately. Part of me feels guilty about that, like I'm pushing him away or something. But I just don't want him to be in the middle of all this chaos. I know that once he comes home, he's going to notice the change. He's going to see that all her clothes are gone, that she's not here, and I'm going to have to explain it to him. A lot of you have given me some really helpful advice about how to talk to him, and I've been thinking about it a lot. When he comes home, I'm going to sit him down and have that conversation. I don't know exactly what I'm going to say yet, but I'll figure it out. So, that's that, I guess. I'm just trying to take things one step at a time. But it's hard. It's really hard. My wife should probably be served in a few weeks, and I'm just trying to prepare myself for what comes next. I don't know what the future holds, but I guess I'll find out soon enough. Update. Hey Reddit, it's been a while since my last update. I had promised myself I'd only update after the divorce was finalized, but given that I've received so many messages asking for an update, I figured I'd let you all know where things stand. So here's the latest. My wife has been served, and the divorce is officially in the works. The day after she was served, she called me in tears, asking if we could fix things. I ended the call because I had nothing left to say. It's been a long time coming, and I'm just done with the emotional roller coaster. Regarding finances, a lot of you asked about that. We kept our finances separate except for a joint account for bills, so that's one less thing to worry about. There shouldn't be any major issues on that front. As for Tyler and me, we're doing well. He's actually become more attached to me than ever, especially since his mother hasn't reached out to see him. She hasn't called or visited, and it's starting to worry me. I even reached out to her mom to encourage her to at least come see Tyler, but I've had no success there. I'm documenting everything, her absence, lack of communication, and everything else related to our situation. My lawyer advised me to keep a detailed record for the court. I want to secure primary custody of Tyler, and I believe she doesn't deserve the right to be a part of his life after everything that's happened. So that's where things stand right now. I'm just focusing on getting through this and making sure Tyler is well taken care of. Thanks for all the support and messages. It means a lot to me. Update. Hey Reddit, it's me again. As I promised, I'm updating now that the divorce is finalized. I'm sorry it's taken me a few months to get around to this, but honestly, I kind of forgot to update once everything settled. So, here's the rundown. The divorce went through smoothly and relatively quickly. We had no joint debts or assets to split since most of my assets were premarital. Gifts from my parents, actually. We kept our finances separate throughout the marriage, so there were no complicated financial entanglements. She didn't get any spousal support or alimony, which I'm honestly relieved about. The thought of paying her any money just seemed unbearable. She did try to fight for custody, but thanks to my thorough documentation of her absence and lack of involvement, she didn't stand a chance. The judge even commented on her bringing her affair partner around Tyler, which I'm sure didn't help her case. I was awarded primary custody, and she's required to pay child support. She nearly broke down when she heard about the child support. She even had her mom reach out to me asking me to drop the payments. I really don't need the money. My income far exceeds hers, but it's more about the principle of it. I enjoy knowing that she's unhappy about it, so I'm going to keep collecting it. Tyler is doing remarkably well. He's been in therapy and seems to be adjusting better than I anticipated. We've grown incredibly close, and it's clear he's thriving despite everything. His therapist has nothing but positive things to report, which is a huge relief. I also recently got a promotion at work, and I can't help but feel like this is the universe's way of balancing things out after everything I've been through. In a bit of extra news, I heard from my ex's sister that my ex and her affair partner are no longer together. Apparently she won't talk about what happened, but they've split up. Not really my concern anymore, but it's a bit of poetic justice, I guess. Thank you all so much for your support and advice throughout this ordeal. Your messages and suggestions have been invaluable, and I genuinely appreciate it.